Hello, everyone. We are live again with episode 19 of AMN Live Q&A. We are so excited to have you here. This is an extra special and exciting episode because it's Nurses Month. Yay. So before we get into it, I just want to take a moment to express our gratitude and thanks to all of our nurses who are currently traveling with us and working with us, and then those nurses who might not be working with us but want to work with us. So we are really looking forward to this one. We would not be here if it weren't for you and all of the impact that you have on all of your patients and your communities. And we just know that you deserve all the love, and we are just so happy to be here and welcome. We do have a jam-packed agenda today, and as always, you can drop your questions in the chat. The chat is open, so start asking away. I am going to kick this off just by introducing myself first. So hi, I'm Audra. I am the lead of AMN Passport. I've been at AMN for about 4 years now, and I just couldn't be more excited to be here. I have an amazing panel who I'm going to have them introduce themselves now too. So Carrie, I'm going to start with you.
Awesome. Thanks, Audra. My name is Carrie Beaton, and I'm the manager of staffing and training for our local staffing division. And I've actually been with AMN for 19 years. So thanks for the invite to join. And I'm excited to celebrate all of our clinicians today.
Yay. We're so excited to have you today. Ashley, you are up next.
Yes, thank you. And hello to all of our amazing healthcare professionals and happy Nurses Month. I am super excited to be joining you all on the call today too. But my name is Ashley Engel. I'm a director of recruitment in our travel nurse division, and I have been with AMN for an amazing 7.5 years.
So we have a lot of expertise here today. So excited to share that with you. We are waiting on one other person, or not waiting, we're gonna start without him. There's a couple technical issues. So if you see Josh pop up, he is another panelist today, and we'll introduce him if he's able to join. But yeah, okay, let's get started. It has been a long handful of years. We know that there was a lot of celebration for our nurses and our healthcare professionals in 2020 and 2021. And we recognize that your work never stopped. And we couldn't be more appreciative of the work and the dedication that you put into your patients and your community every single day. We, as the panels, as AMN Healthcare, we want you to feel all of the love on this call throughout the month and beyond, because you're truly worth it. We recognize that you spend a lot of your time caring for patients, making them feel safe and supported. And a part of our job here at AMN is to provide the same sense of compassion and support for you. Here at AMN, we offer benefits for you every step of the way in every season of life. Just to name a few, we have 401k and financial planning for you and your loved ones, free CEU and career advancement, elder and pet care. Are you planning a trip to Disney? We want to help you with it. In addition, the mental and the physical toll can sometimes feel like a lot. We not only have services to support you, but we have different career options that align with what you need and want in this season of life. So, Ashley, I know that you have a ton of experience with providing these opportunities and these benefits to your clinicians, in addition to helping them avoid burnout and really caring for themselves. Do you mind diving in a little bit more about how you and AMN can support the clinicians that you work with?
Absolutely, Audra. And I'm so glad that we get to talk about this, because it's so important that we do talk about our clinicians' mental well-being. You are on the front lines taking care of patients and saving lives. And so it's so important that you in turn are taking care of yourselves too, so you can provide that excellent level of care. But here at AMN, we offer a lot of different resources to help support you with your not only physical well-being, but mental well-being. We have a free service here for work-life solutions, free confidential counseling, financial support, legal support, online resources, you name it, it's available. Audra mentioned you could get a free or have someone help you plan a trip to Disney for free, so who wouldn't want that? But in addition, we also do have 24/7 clinical support, people who are here live to help you with anything that should arise while you are on your assignment. We have a free health advocate here for personal health assistance that you may need. We offer amazing perks and discounts for a lot of gym memberships, as well as discounts for moving and other things like that, just to make sure that we're providing all of that support for you. All of this info is available for you on the AMN Passport app. So if you haven't downloaded it yet, if you haven't checked out or looked at it, make sure that you log on. You have all of these resources at the touch of your fingertips, and it's an amazing tool for you to utilize.
Yeah, thank you so much, Ashley. You made so many great points. I didn't tell her to plug Passport right there. So thank you for bringing up Passport. Passport is definitely a tool that you have at your fingertips 24/7. Another really interesting piece of this puzzle that we are able to help our clinicians navigate is changing it up a little bit. We know that burnout is real. I know, Ashley, you work and have worked with a lot of clinicians who take maybe a little bit longer assignments. I know 13 is the average. We have short-term assignments 4 to 8 weeks, but then we also have our local staffing division. Carrie is in charge of that. Carrie, can you share a little bit of the support that you provide and helping clinicians from assignments that are longer to taking local opportunities as well?
Yeah, absolutely. So we know that at AMN, we offer so many different opportunities and ways for clinicians to work. And while our travel division is amazing, you may turn up with a time where you think, oh, I just want to go home for a little bit. I want to spend some time with the family. And so you don't actually have to take a break from working to do that. You can actually head home. You can work for the local staffing division while you're at home. Some of the great benefits of the local staffing division are flexible scheduling. We know that y'all are burnt out. We talked about that a little bit already. And so being able to really control your schedule with the local staffing division and really sort of do that gig staffing and work when you want and hang out with your family when you want, it really is a benefit. And something that if you are experiencing some of that burnout of being out on assignment and away from home and you want to go back home, check out our local staffing division. And I'm sure we can help you out with some work while you're back home visiting.
I imagine there are burning questions out there. If I'm on assignment and I just need a break, can I still pick up those local gigs, those local shifts? Carrie, is that possible?
Absolutely. Just let your travel recruiter know. We talk all the time. And so if it's something that you do want to do, just let your travel recruiter know. They'll reach out to a recruiter in our division, and we'll reach out to you and figure out what the best opportunities are for you in your area.
That's awesome. Oh my goodness. Josh, hi.
Hello. Technical difficulties are solved.
That's okay. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. But yeah, I'm Josh, senior recruiter. Been here for 5 years. Let's keep talking about burnout.
Josh, you are a senior recruiter, like you just said. Can you share a little bit how you might work with the local division or Carrie on providing different opportunities and settings for your clinicians?
So I'm going to be completely honest. I don't handle local or PRN or anything. So I normally just pass them along to Carrie and that side of it.
That is good.
So that's their bread and butter over there. But what I can do and provide to help, I guess, not get burned out is we want you to not be burned out, right? So we're not drill sergeants. After all, like some of us may seem like drill sergeants, you have those recruiters that are really pushy, whatever, but we want you to be in your best headspace so that you can provide the best patient care. So I always suggest to my travelers, take time off. It's okay. Like don't worry about losing your skills, whatever. You're not going to lose your skills. We'll come back to that later. But it always helps you reset not only your mindset, but taking time off from your day-to-day life, it relieves stress. So you can come back feeling fresh, whatever. You miss your family, you're away from them, traveling. You get to go visit them. You can go do it. You're making enough money to where you can maybe take them on a vacation, I love treating my parents and my family to vacations and whatnot. So now that I'm older, I'm able to do so. But yeah, best practice though, when needing time off, I will say, whenever you do need time off before you have a contract, be sure to tell your recruiter before you are submitted to the job so that we can get that to the facility firsthand and they can prepare and they know and they don't get hit with, oh, wait a minute, this traveler needs another week off. We weren't prepared for that. So that's a good thing to do.
Yeah, I love that point so much. Asking for time off, asking for what you need, the flexibility that we have to be able to provide you with contracts and the ability to move around when you need is something so unique and something amazing, and it allows you to really put yourself first and focus on your mental and physical well-being. Another thing, just to say it again, is Passport. Passport is that 24/7 support. It's that seamless tool for you to search and book and look up resources and reach out to your clinical support team 24/7. I mean, around the clock. So at nighttime, on the weekends, whatever you need, we will get back to you within an hour or so of time. And I know that a lot of mental health and physical health, we all like to feel recognized. We like to feel appreciated. So we are just going to dive right in that. Also in Passport, we have something called an impact tracker. It's a new feature where you can see the communities that you've served and the number of patient hours that you have contributed to. It is so important for us to share that with you, because you are truly making a difference in all of these people's lives and all of these communities' lives. So I just want to say thank you again. And then there is some recognition. I know that we talked yesterday, Ashley, you shared an awesome story about one of your clinicians who led a unit in a really unique and different time. Do you mind sharing a little bit more of that story with us?
Absolutely. Yeah. It's really true. The impact that you make on patient lives is just so inspiring to see. And that's what keeps us going as recruiters, is getting to see that impact and how we can have a hand in helping you make that impact. But specifically, I don't recruit anymore. I hung up my recruiter hat a couple years ago, but I do have a lovely team of recruiters who I manage. And one of their travelers this past year actually assisted at one of our exclusive facilities on a monkeypox unit. So she helped facilitate ground level with getting the team and the unit up and running, training nurses, of course, helping to save lives and impact patient care along the way. So you know who you are if you're watching this video, and thank you so much for all that you are doing to help on that unit. We appreciate you.
That is such an inspiring story. I feel like we don't hear about that type of heroism enough. So thank you so much for sharing that. And thank you to the clinician she's talking about. If you're watching, that's amazing. I know, Josh, you have someone specific at home that you would like to thank and share some recognition and appreciation for.
Yes. As basically all of my travelers know, I'm married to a nurse, so I can relate to a lot of I go through. But yes, my wife, she's a nurse. She's about ready, and so she's going to be an FNP. So seeing learning, it's given me a whole nother respect for nurses. And you guys basically have to learn a new language. I couldn't do it. I know for a fact I couldn't do it. I did not like biology in college at all, or anything of. I actually think of her as nurses as superheroes. A couple of months back, our neighbor was having a heart attack, and his wife came running over. It was really cool to experience, since she isn't doing bedside anymore. She just pokes people's faces and makes them pretty, as she says, because she's an aesthetic nurse injector now. But seeing her spring into action, running next door, getting him taken care of, and basically saving his life until the ambulance came, it just goes to show that you don't lose your skills after you don't use them for a while. And after all that, I really think nurses truly are superheroes.
They totally are. I love that story, and I love that someone so close to you is able to make an impact just next door. And it goes to show that, like you said, your skills are not lost. You will always be wearing that hat one way or another. And we just thank your wife for all of the work that she's done and the patients that she's helped. I know, so Carrie, you have been here for almost 19 years, which is so amazing. I believe that you also shared an amazing story about one of your LPNs. Do you mind sharing a little bit more about that?
Yeah, of course. So it's really exciting, obviously, being with the company as long as I have, but it's also nice to see the impact that our clinicians have over time. So, way back in the day, when I started with the company, I hired an LPN who worked in the skilled nursing setting for me. And during that time, her and I had lots of conversations about her to school and getting her in, and she didn't know if she could do it or wanted to do it. And after a few years of sort of going back and forth, she finally decided to go back to school. She worked for me while she was in getting her RN degree. When she got her RN degree, she decided to sort of go a different direction and work on staff somewhere. And she recently just came back and is working for one of our recruiters with one of our major clients in California, and loves it. And it's just amazing to see. And she remembered me and called me, and we had a nice little conversation. But it's just amazing to see that as a company, we're able to sort of support and follow our clinicians through their careers and help them with the next thing that they're looking for. And so that was kind of came full circle for me with being here as long as I have. So it's just very heartwarming for me. Thanks for letting me share.
Oh my gosh, I love that. Thank you so much for sharing. I guess that, you can kind of consider AMN to be your career coach almost. Is that correct? Can I say that?
I think you can. I think that's spot on, actually.
Perfect. Okay, so that's awesome. And if you didn't know, AMN does offer free CEUs or career education, career advancement. So if you have any questions at all about taking a different path or journey, AMN is here to support you and help you and keep you on the job every step of the way. I know that Carrie just spoke about her LPN who became an RN and is now back working with AMN, which is so amazing. But since you've also been here for about 19 years, I don't know how many more times I can say it because it's just amazing. You have been able to see AMN evolve and grow. Can you kind of share a little bit of the things that you've experienced and how you have supported your clinicians and those different types of ways that we've also evolved with education and advancing careers?
Yeah, absolutely. So 19 years ago, when I started with AMN, and by the way, I've been with the local staffing division my entire career here because it's where my heart is. But way back then, we actually had physical offices across the country. And if a clinician wanted to apply for us, they had to walk through the front door. They had to sit in the back office and fill out an application and do their skills test in the conference room. They had to show up at the office every Friday to get their paper paycheck, right? No electronic payments back then. We would take copies, their licenses on an actual photocopy machine, which I don't even know if those exist anymore. I mean, just scan it and upload it, right? And so I've seen us go through a lot of different changes. We've got, everything's online now. We've got the AMN passport to upload documents, and we really try to make our experience for our clinicians as seamless as possible and really technology driven. But I can tell you one of the things that has not changed over my tenure here is how much we appreciate and care and love all of our clinicians that work for us. Just because we are driven by technology doesn't mean we don't love every single conversation that we have with our clinicians. We love to hear about what's going on in your lives and what's good, what's not so good. How can we help? I was actually thinking this morning about a fun story from one of our recruiters who shared with me recently that she was the second person to know that the clinician was pregnant. The first was her husband. But before the rest of her family, friends, anything, our recruiter was the second one to know. And that always just warms my heart, and it's just something that's really important to us here as people, and one of the reasons why I've stayed with the company so long. So but lots of changes over the last 19 years, and it's fun to be a part of it.
Absolutely. I absolutely love the story about your recruiter being the second person to know. That is just so special and so unique. And I think that really puts AMN in a unique position to become like family. We don't say AMN family lightly. We genuinely mean that our clinicians, our internal employees, we're all a family, and we all want to support and empower each other to be successful and live the happiest life. I know.
And actually speaking of clinicians and internal employees, I also have a fun story of one of our clinicians who actually turned internal employees. So she worked with us for a period of time. She was an LPN, and she still is an LPN, and decided that she wanted to recruit. So she actually recruits for us now. So again, just really fun to watch all the progression, no matter what that path looks like for our clinicians. So kind of a fun story too.
Truly, the opportunities are endless. And I know, Ashley, you have a couple stories like that as well. Is it similar to Carrie's?
Yes, very similar. I would say we see quite a few of our clinicians turn into fellow corporate team members here. We specifically, I know, have a clinical manager who was actually a traveler of one of our divisional vice presidents in our travel nursing division. So it really does turn full circle. And I think what Carrie was driving home to me is that we're here every step of the way for your career, whether that's you're going to the bedside, you decide to go to an outpatient clinic, you take on a remote position, you choose to come on as a team member at AMN specifically. We're here to be those career advisors and coaches and help you every step of the way and support your career. And that's how I felt working at AMN. And that's why I've been here for so long personally, is we just have an amazing group of team members who are so supportive in helping you achieve whatever goals that you want to achieve. So it's great to see that come full circle, and we love having our clinicians on board in any capacity. It's awesome.
I think that it is so important that we share these types of stories and really make sure that our clinicians know that they have options and know that they are not alone in this journey at all, whether it's because of our relationships that we have with them or the relationships that they build with their fellow clinicians. One thing that we are super proud of is in AMN Passport, we've created this new community feature that allows our clinicians to log in, record a video, and share tips and tricks and advice to fellow clinicians, because I think that professional development, career development is a really hot topic, whether you are an LPN and you become an RN, or if you are on an assignment and you want to take a local position. Those are topics that people are asking about and want to hear about. So if you're a clinician and you're watching, be sure to log into the app, share your story, share your tips. We definitely want to hear them. And I think that is a great way for us to continue to build community. I mean, I know that y'all were sharing these stories now, but I want to hear more, which I know all of you feel the same way. So like I said, if you're a clinician and you have a story, log onto the Passport app, let us know, share your story, be a leader, be a community member, join the conversation. We have other options and ways that we can celebrate you in our Passport app. Currently, we have a promotions page. It's brand new. We just launched it. You can access it in your AMN Passport profile. You can see all of our promotions and perks and contests, and you can even sign up for volunteer opportunities. Our Guatemala volunteer trip, those signups go live in June, so be sure to check the app. And the reason that I'm saying all this is because this is just a way for us to get involved with you as well and your fellow clinicians. Has anyone on this call gone to the Guatemala trip before? No, gosh, I thought you did. I'm so sorry. But if you are interested, it's a wonderful trip for all of our internal and our clinicians to take part in. It's super wonderful. One more thing to share, and we'll drop the link in the chat here, is we have an AMN Nurses Month landing page. This is where you can see all of the giveaways we have this month. Follow us on AMN Nurse on Instagram. Make sure that you see what other events we're hosting, and just, again, get a part of the community, be a part of it. We want to meet you. We want to interact with you. And I will turn it back to the panelists, I promise. But I have one more thing to say, is being a part of the AMN community is something that I'm very proud of. Everything we do is to support you, to make your lives and your journey seamless. And that means, whatever path you decide to take, we're here to support you. And we like to have fun doing it. So it's truly an honor to be here today. And from my amazing panelists, do you mind sharing what being a part of the AMN community means to you and your clinicians? Carrie, I'll start with you.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's really fun to see how our nurses sort of build their own communities based on where they're working. So we work with lots of facilities and clinicians across the country, but it's always fun to see when nurses sort of work in the same space and at the same clients and the same facilities on a regular basis. They start to build their own sort of groups, and they become friends and colleagues, and then start doing things outside of the work life and become friends. And they sort of bring that back to us and share their experiences. So the AMN community obviously goes, beyond the group of internal amazing team members we have, but also out to our clinicians who build their own communities no matter where they are. So that's awesome.
Thank you so much. Yeah, community building is so big. So if you are on an assignment or on the job and you are interested in meeting other people, I'm sure that your recruiter would be happy to connect you as well if you're interested in that type of connection. I know, Josh, you have a couple of, I'll let you talk to it, but you have a couple of interesting pairs that you work with currently.
Yes, I have quite a few pairs that I work with. They're always fun. I like working with pairs mainly because you can kind of show your personality a little bit more. Like you're working with two people at once. And with me, I always tell my nurses, hey, I'm going to look at you as a friend, business partner. I'm not looking at you as a number. That's the first thing I tell them. And that's one big thing that I really like about AMN is we don't look at our nurses or anyone who's traveling with us as a number. We actually care about them. And that's a big reason why I'm still here. And I know a lot of other companies will, like, I'll get nurses from other companies. I just feel like a number. Like, well, I'll be your friend and I have jobs for you and we can keep you busy here. And that's kind of a big reason why I love AMN and I'm still here. And it's just been great.
That's so wonderful. So if you meet a friend or a partner on an assignment or on the job, hit up Josh. He'll help you find your next gig with that person. And then Ashley, you have a very unique situation that I would love for you to share before we wrap up today.
Yeah. And I think for me, when we're thinking of like the overall theme of what we feel AMN means to us, I think of impact and the impact that we as recruiters get to make on our travelers' lives by getting them that job that they've always wanted, helping them grow their resume, helping them maybe get into a higher acuity unit to gain that experience. And then impact from our clinician side, which is, being there at the bedside to help patients every day, saving lives. And the impact that their travel opportunity makes on maybe allowing them to buy a home or go on that vacation that they've always wanted to go to. So I really do think of the AMN as just the impact that we make. And specifically on my team right now, one of my recruiters actually has a mother-daughter travel pair. So I also like to say that AMN is a generation of nurses. We have generations of nurses working for us together. I mean, what a cool opportunity, right? Who wouldn't love to work with a family member on a contract? And I know that's not a rare case. We have that all the time happening. I see brother and sister or husband and wife working together too. So it's really the impact that you all get to make and us being able to help you along the way and help fill those goals for you.
Absolutely. So I just want to thank everybody, our panelists. You are also amazing. Thank you all who tuned in today, and thank you to our amazing nurses. We are going to be celebrating you all month long and beyond. Make sure you follow us on Instagram at AMN Nurse. Download AMN Passport. Join the community, connect with your fellow clinicians, and we will see you next time for episode 20. Have such a wonderful day and a wonderful month. Thank you.